All right, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the No Promises podcast. My name is Erik.
Dixon.
And if we sound a little lackluster at the beginning of this podcast, that's because this is going to be take 2. We got about almost 4 minutes into this and realized there was a setting on that made us sound like we were in a cave. So we had to scrap that and completely change it. So don't hold that against us. If you do, well, then I guess this isn't the episode for you. Today we're going to be talking about what we miss most about high school and what we miss the least about high school. Or I guess what we hated the most about high school. As we discussed earlier, I'll be going first because I have something right off the top of my head. For me, what I miss most is the social aspect of what high school is. Because I didn't really get out much as a child. Or in school for that matter. But in high school and in school in general, I really could talk to my friends and really get the social aspect of what it is to be a child. Having friends and whatnot. Mostly later in high school, once our group was formed, because that's high school is really what gave us our core group of friends. And all that. So far, this podcast has all been me talking. I could just be by myself. You don't know. So, would you like to add something?
I think I miss most the kind of like the safari feel of school, where like everything, there was a chance of something good happening and interesting. Cause like if you go now to school, it seems just like you're just being phoned in, and then you're just being pulled out.
Well, yeah, because it's where dreams go to die, especially in college, because you just see a whole bunch of people who have no clue what they want to do with their lives, pretending like they have an idea of what they want to do with their lives.
Yeah.
Listen, man, I thought about this. Like, there was one day in English class where I looked around and went, no one in this room has any idea what they're doing.
I think it's like the difference is that we're supposed to take this serious.
Which is crazy because no one does. Well, that's not true, not no one, but like a very large majority of people that go to school like don't. And it's unfortunate because like even for me, like I wish that school was a higher priority for me. Like I still take it semi-seriously, but like especially in the beginning of the marking period, but I feel like everyone's that way. Like once it starts getting towards the end, like right now we're like very, very close to the end of the marking period.
2 weeks.
Yeah, we're like two weeks removed from the end of the marking period, and I am just, like, I will wake up in the morning and think to myself, is it worth it? Is it worth the gas to come to school? And, you know, that's where I'm at, so I feel like that's where a lot of people go, and honestly, high school was really no different for me. Like, beginning of the marking period, I'd be like, yeah, man, I'm totally gonna ace everything, and then 2 weeks in, I'm like, is it, like, I'm done.
You didn't have to take it serious. Plus, it was made so that like 98% of people wouldn't fail.
True.
Like it'd be impossible. You'd have to try to fail.
You'd have to try to get a 9 in history. That was specific. But yeah. Whatever. So, yeah, that's high school for me though. Like the best part was definitely getting to go to school and like seeing like you guys, like you, Elvis, and Nick, and Kevin. Because that's I don't know. That was really the only thing keeping me going. Would you say the same or?
That too. For me, it's that specifically. But the only other thing is that like, because I used to skip a lot of school and classes. And I just wandered the hallways, and usually there was something
That's
weird.
true. You did that
happening.
a lot.
And
I mean, granted, I partook.
I led
as
you.
well.
I led you.
But yeah, you led me down the bad path. A lot of people think I'm the corrupt one of the group, but no, it's you're the secret one.
Yeah.
But yeah, high school is kind of like a mixed bag for me because I was really thinking about it like yesterday in the car. I was driving with myself, so I was talking out loud to myself, which I do. I legitimately do that. But I was talking to myself and saying like how
Do you feel stupid, like, talking to yourself in your head?
I only feel stupid if I end... Well, not in my head, but, like I said, I do it out loud. And sometimes I do it so I can, like, change my voice, because I like practicing different voices and stuff like that. It's just a stupid little thing. But, like, I said out loud to myself, 9th and 10th grade were so different from 11th and 12th grade for me. Because, like, by 11th and 12th grade, that's really when I had, that's when I met my core group of friends, which is you guys. Because, like, 9th grade, looking back, was, like, a nightmare. Like, I really didn't think about this until, like I said, the other day. But, like, nothing was good about it for me. I was just constantly, like, upset. And going through, like, that angsty, depressed phase.
I was in Newark.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, you probably had it worse.
Yeah. So, like, they actually had to, like, I've said this a bunch of times, but they had to take our book bags, open them, check that there's no weapons. Because the assumption is, and the reality is, that they would be weapons otherwise.
Yeah.
So, I'm just thinking, if they just decided one day, this is the one time, just an experiment, no security, just everyone come.
Everyone brings a handgun to school.
Then we could take over Newark.
Yeah.
For
You could probably take over a good portion of the United States. Moving on.
Like,
you're giving me the don't talk about this.
Yeah, like, because, like, there are things that, like, get you on a list, and that's one of them.
I'm definitely on some kind of list already. I'm not even worried about it. You should see my Google search history, man. It's not cool. But, like, that's kind of funny, just to kind of tangent onto the whole gun thing in your backpacks. Like, what if they did find a weapon? Like, they just pull it out and go, what's this? What are you going to do with this? Give it back. Like, what happens?
Stop!
Give it back. I wanted to shoot everyone in the school. That's something I should ever be on recording saying, but whatever. I don't care. Condemn me.
I think they did find knives. So, I mean, that scenario is slightly plausible.
Yeah.
Because, like I've asked the security guards, because this was totally new to me, like, school security. Like, what have you found? And then they said, well, usually the worst thing we find are knives.
Yeah.
Well, you said usually, so, I mean, imagine more.
That's true.
They usually, the excuse is, oh, I just forgot it. So they have to do that.
What's the situation where you bring a knife to school and go, oh yeah, I forgot it was in my bag? Because, like, excuse my, what's it called? My ignorance. Is there anything around Newark that is,
like a predator?
No, not even that, but, like, well, yeah, predator, but...
Like animal predator.
Like, hunting. Like, is there anything that would be like, yeah, me and Joseph went hunting yesterday with these knives that are in my backpack?
Nothing. No.
Because when I picture
humans.
Newark, I picture a smaller version of New York.
Yes. That's probably...
Or even like a Philly or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, maybe like, not worse, but, since it's smaller, it's concentrated.
Yeah.
So... there were a lot of fights.
Yeah.
Constantly.
Well, I mean, there was a lot of fights at our school, too. At East.
Surprisingly amount.
Yeah. I remember the first fight I saw, if we can talk about this for a second. This is just the high school episode at this point. The first fight I saw freshman year was two girls fighting over a chicken sandwich. A chicken sandwich. No. Nope. It was two girls fighting over a chicken sandwich. We're not pausing this. I'm not making a cut. Dixon wants me to cut because he wants to tell me I should stop talking, but you know what?
No, I just want to ask a question.
So, Dixon forced a cut to ask his question. We're not going to dwell on what that question was. You can probably think of it yourself. And judging by my laughter, you could probably imagine what the answer was.
I asked if it was worth it.
And the answer is no, because I watched as the security guard tackled the one girl down who was doing the most damage, and she hit her head on the wall.
Did she die?
No, she did not die. I don't even think she had like a concussion or anything. The craziest fight I saw, though, was when that one pregnant girl was fighting that other girl, and she like got up on the table and she was gonna do like a frog splash or whatever it is. She was she was totally gonna do like a moonsault.
Like, and like her child would help her too.
That's just added weight. Like, that would have been great. But like,
No, the child would be dead.
we were definitely together for that. Because that happened like right next to our table, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, to the
at
left,
lunch.
like upper left.
Like, that will always be like the funniest fight I've ever seen.
Did they even get to hit each other? I just think she got on the
yeah, they definitely hit each other. I remember the girl that was pregnant getting hit in the stomach. I remember that.
That's like a...
That's assault. That's like, it's just not an okay thing to do.
I think it's like the ultimate form of revenge, because like if the child gets mentally impaired because of it...
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Who's digging a hole now? Yeah, that was my craziest fight story in high school. What's something you don't miss other than the obvious? Like, I don't miss the learning aspect, or I don't miss like the quote unquote bully type people.
Well, I don't miss the person who told me.
I like it better when you say it.
The person who says, I don't fight people. I just shoot them. Just because I just refused. Not even that I refused. I just so happened to just not notice him, and I walking in the same path. So he just had to make a little bit of space for me.
Yeah.
Like I guess that was worthy of death.
Mm-hmm. I don't fight people. I shoot them. That is, and then he later. I think that was the same guy who later went to shoot those people in like Allentown and Easton.
No, we say this every time. It's not. It was the cereal boy.
Oh yeah, that's right. All right, we're not gonna mention names because that'd be a little messed up. But there was a boy who was talking about cereal in my math class who ended up killing people.
See, like stuff like that is what I mentioned by like the interesting things, not the killing, but like the
things that are so off the wall that you just go, that was something I just heard.
Yeah, like school's almost like an organized machine where you have to, be on time. It's almost like a factory.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever something breaks or just makes you stop, those things I really enjoyed. Like the fight
Chicken sandwich.
Yeah, like that stuff is just like a broken wheel that needs to be fixed.
Yeah.
And then you see security fixing it.
I'm trying to think of like anything else in high school though that like.
Or whenever we walked asking interviews.
Oh, that was fun.
Whenever someone would like
Well,
do
let's
something.
give a preface on that because that sounds weird that we just walked around doing interviews. For anyone who listens to this and does not know, we were involved with ETV, which was the school's news station, and we got to go around and interview people. Go ahead.
And there were people who were normal, you just talk to them, they'd leave. But there's some people,
Names will not be named.
No, but like they kind of like don't know how to interact with humans, I think.
Yeah. Either that or they just wanted to be like, they wanted to be viral, if I can put it that way.
The person I'm thinking of specifically, and I think you are too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think that's the case for him. I think he was just...
Oh yeah, that's not who I was thinking.
Who are you thinking of?
Again, names will not be said. He was a very funny boy though. He would do a lot of jokes and everyone would laugh, but it got really old really fast. I'm not gonna name names, but
We interviewed him?
No, but he was interviewed very often.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Okay. There was this boy though that I wasn't there for this unfortunately, but we asked this boy what he did over summer break, and he said, I went to Philadelphia, and then he opened up his jacket as to show his Philadelphia shirt, but it did not say Philadelphia. It said like
Minneapolis or something.
It said Minneapolis or something stupid.
And he didn't like stop to look. He was just proud.
I went to Philadelphia. That was good. I miss that kid.
Like,
I don't even know.
I keep thinking he's that kid.
Oh no, it wasn't.
Like
It
they're
wasn't.
two different people.
It wasn't a Beatmaster. The interviewing process was definitely very fun because it gave me an excuse to get out of study hall. What else do we miss or am glad that it's out of our lives now from high school? Anything in particular?
I guess that the flip side of being in such a confined area with a lot of people is that you're forced to be around people you don't like.
Oh yeah.
For good and bad. For bad.
See, something that I think is crazy is I've gone to the same school district my whole life, which no one else in our friend group could say that. I was the only one.
I've been into 2 continents.
Yeah. Elvis had been to, I think, just 2.
2 states, yeah.
Yeah, just New York and here. Nick's been to a few.
Georgia, here, and I think another one. I can't remember.
Yeah. It's like 3, maybe more. I don't know. I don't really remember. I think Kevin was 2. Because I think he went to like a Catholic school or something.
But in Easton, right?
Maybe? I don't know. I'm not.
No. I think for Easton. I think he was one of the stay-homers.
Okay. Whereas me, I went to Easton like school districts my whole life, so like I'd seen a lot of familiar faces over the years. But what's crazy is every school year, no matter what, there was always a new person in my class that I've never seen before. Always.
That came to the school new, or was always in the...
No, just here's this other person that's always gone to Easton that I've never seen before.
I mean, I can see that's possible, considering that, like...
Considering how many kids were in the school district.
Yeah, but like how little you get to actually see. Like just the ratios they give you usually is like 30 people for a class.
True.
And in some schools, I'm not sure how it is in Easton, but like you just stay with them the entire day.
Yeah.
Which I think was the case.
That's how a neighboring high school to us, Wilson, that's what they are, because their graduating class has like 200. So like everyone in that class knows each other. Everyone. Which is almost like, it almost sounds better in a way, because I feel like our group of friends would have prospered in that environment.
No.
You don't think so?
No, because
well, yeah, maybe you're right.
Because like we got together specifically because we didn't like the people we were around.
Yeah, we're all just like crotchety old people who just hated everyone around us.
So I think that's how we because like without that, like we're
people who have like kind of similar interests but like not really. Like we developed interests that were similar over time. And the only like real interest we ever had was like Pokemon, and even that was like
I guess you'd say,
at the time.
I think you'd say games, maybe games and
Yeah, but like we all liked, like Nick wasn't really into games. Nick liked like his older games from when he was a kid, and like that was it. Elvis and I were still like very like into the games that we had. Like we were like very up to date, so him and I kind of had that to go off together. And then you liked different genres of games than we did.
But also the same.
Like I grew to like the games you like. Well, like the Fallout, I guess, is a good way to put it. The Fallout-esque games. You know what I mean by that?
Yeah, like
don't you like New Vegas?
Yes.
Yeah.
But that's for different. That's not because of it's atypical of that style. Mm-hmm. Like I won't spoil it, but it's nothing like Skyrim. Nothing like I'm trying to think of something else like Skyrim. Done.
BioShock.
BioShock's different.
BioShock and Skyrim are not the same game at all.
No, like come on. Goof. BioShock is like a really good version of the Walking Dead game, the first-person shooter one.
Oh, not the Telltale one?
Mm-hmm.
The one with Daryl?
And his brother.
I heard that one. Well, not even heard. I watched my brother play it, and it looked awful.
Is it true that they were racist? They just kept slaying slurs?
I think so. I mean, I'm like... Merle is racist. Welcome to the Walking Dead cast, where we talk about all your favorite outdated Walking Dead things. Go ahead. Let's talk about Merle from seasons 1, 2, and 3, I think.
I didn't get that far.
Okay.
I'm outdated.
Let's move on from the Walking Dead. But yeah, our group of friends, I definitely think now that you said like no to what I said about being in a smaller school district, we definitely were better off being where we were, now that I really think about it, because how do I put this? We were definitely quote unquote outcasts, but like we weren't like the people who
like were hated or looked down on.
We were just literally like invisible for the most part. I think I might be the exception, but like
yeah. And Elvis.
Yeah, Elvis is definitely kind of the exception too.
And then Nick and me were just shadows.
But see, I don't know. That's what drew me to you guys, though. Because, like, everyone in that school was kind of the same in a way.
Yeah.
Like,
But by necessity, I think people have to be that way.
like everyone had, like, the cliques or whatever you want to call them. But
even those cliques were cliche.
oh, yeah. Every high school is like that, though.
Like, I'm not sure how accurate, like, high school movies are. Because, like, sometimes it's, like, half right and half wrong.
Yeah.
Because, like, they are cliques, but there's no actual bullies in the sense of, like, give me your lunch money.
No, I agree with that. There's no real bullies. Like, there's people you don't want to see just because, like, they're awful people. But, like, they're not, like... What, do you think of some names?
No, it's just funny because, like, we couldn't do a dad cast because we'd be talking about other people.
Mm-hmm.
But we're talking about other people now.
Mm-hmm.
Just let that was around.
That was a little bit of a behind-the-scenes moment. People don't need to know about the dad cast.
Well, the high school dad cast.
Whatever.
Like, we just picture what our...
What our dads would be like in high school.
Yeah.
Let's move on. But yeah, like there were definitely no like bullies. There were just people we didn't really care for, which was a very vast majority of the high school. But like there were definitely like the jocks, like the gothic people, like the nerdy people.
Do you think they were aware that they were cliche?
I don't know.
Because like
we definitely didn't fit into a cliche, I don't think. But like, was that because we consciously didn't want to? Or was that just because we were like, we just don't fit in anywhere else? Or some of us like kind of fit into certain ones, but like don't really associate with it?
I think we just refused to be just one thing.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't picture myself being like a gamer.
Yeah.
And then just like, hey, just talk games to me, please. If you do anything outside, I'll freeze or something.
Well, I guess you're right.
Because
there were a lot of groups I could have fit myself into, but I still would have felt really unnatural.
like maybe like the ideal solution was to have like the groups together, like okay, here's the for lack of a better word, like gamers, just pull them to me, so they're on my right side, and then I forget who else could possibly join.
Band people.
I don't,
Music people.
no, not me.
Oh yeah, not you.
I don't like music. I guess Logan would be.
Yeah, that's exactly why I thought that.
Okay, fine, fair enough. And then just, I guess, have him closer to me.
But see, he's not even like, yeah, that's not really why we were friends with him though. We were friends with him because he had a good personality. And I feel like that's another thing that we looked for in our group was personality. Like, we all had very different personalities. Like very, like almost contrasting personalities.
Almost like, not exaggerated, but like a realistic version of a sitcom.
Yeah.
Because
I
like
think that's safe to say.
Because like I've always pictured in the last season of our lives, last semester, I get those two confused always.
Seasons and semesters.
Always, I promise you, like that's actually a real thing.
The season finale of our life. Go ahead.
When we were doing the filming for class,
Yeah.
we could have just done that.
What do you mean?
Like a sitcom and done.
It's true, we could have.
But we kind of.
See, but the thing is, we wouldn't have, like, there would have been certain people in the group who wouldn't have wanted to act.
Yeah.
Like, they would have thought it felt too forced.
No,
Which
no.
I get, but, like,
Not even like a. Like
I feel like
us?
you'd fall into that category. You wouldn't want to act. At least at that time in your life. I don't know.
No, I still wouldn't.
Yeah, true.
But like, I mean, when I say sitcom, I meant like.
I'm getting further and further away from the
Yeah,
microphone.
you're leaving me.
I'm like almost on the other side of the room at this point.
I don't know. I couldn't really say. Just like, I guess like an Us show, almost like a documentary maybe.
But see, that's what I like about the podcast that we do now is that it's really not for anything or anyone. It really is just kind of like a reflection on like life at this point.
Yeah, that's what we should have done. Just a podcast, not a film.
Oh, you mean in school?
Yeah.
Well, we are in school, but I mean like in high school.
Yeah.
See, like I said to you before, I've always wanted to do a podcast, especially in high school, because that's when I was really into like the Mega 64 podcast. I mean, I still am, but like that was like my height of podcast love.
Still going.
Which is crazy because now I listen to more podcasts than I did even then. But like I always wanted to do one, but like I feel like at that time in our lives, it would have been way too forced. Because, like...
You know what it is we didn't know each other that well.
That's true. Like, we didn't, but, like, we did. Because, like, our group got very comfortable with each other very fast. Like, you took the longest, but that was just because you couldn't really hang out with us outside of school for a while.
I didn't know where you guys lived.
That's true. But, I mean, that's really why. But, like, even you, though, once you were able to, like, come over on the regular, like, you very quickly were...
Just fit in.
Yeah. And I think that inherently is something about our group that's kind of rare, is that you can fit in pretty easily no matter who you are, I feel. Like, there's exceptions, obviously, but, like...
We're not a cliche, so, I mean, like, you don't have to...
You just be yourself.
Yeah.
It's whatever.
That's
like, as long as you have, like, a decent personality, like, you'll fit in. And I feel like that was what helped me get through high school. Was just, like, I had a very malleable personality. Or, if you want to put it that way, at least.
I'd say friendly. Malleable seems like you just change for other people.
Well, yeah, I'd put it that way. I'd put it, like, I had a very changing personality where, like, with certain groups of people, I could be this person. But with, like, others, I could be this person. And it wasn't really until our group of friends where I was like, oh, no, this is who I am.
Okay. Okay, so you mean, okay, I thought you meant, like, post us. But you
No.
You kept on changing.
Once I've, like, become aware of who I am, like, I'm pretty much the same person always.
Because just for perspective, you saying that without that tidbit is like saying, yeah, I'm changing to anyone. So I felt like
That makes me sound like an awful person.
No, not even that. Just like I'm talking to like a chameleon.
To a yes man.
Yeah, this feels weird doing a podcast with a yes man.
No, I mean, like, you could put it that way. Like, I would never change my opinion on things for other people, but, like, I would definitely
say nothing.
Change my level of interest in that topic. Like, let's say I'm talking to someone about music. I've never been huge into music. Like, I like music, but, like, it's not on the forefront of my mind constantly. So, if someone wanted to talk about music, I'd be like, yeah, man, you lead this conversation, and I will tell you yes or no.
See, I don't have that grace. I just say no.
True. I feel like you're like that with a lot of people, though, because you just choose to not want to engage in conversation.
No, like, I can actually live without... I can live with silence.
Yeah.
Essentially.
No, see, like, even like I was talking before, like, I talk to myself because I can't live with silence.
Is that true?
Would I talk to myself, or that I can't live with silence?
The latter.
I don't like silence. I can put it that way. Like, I could go for a while without it, but I can't go days. Like, I feel like you and Nick could literally isolate yourselves.
Yeah.
Come out of that isolation and be the same people.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, like, if I went into isolation, I would definitely be, what's his name from Castaway. Like, I would just go, like...
Castaway?
That movie Castaway with, what's his name? Tim Allen, I think it was? No, it wasn't Tim Allen. It was,
Coconut? The one with the coconut?
It wasn't Tim Allen. It was, what's his name? No, it wasn't a coconut. No, not Will Ferrell.
Like, who are you? What is this movie?
The guy who plays, Forrest. Run, Forrest, Run.
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks, that guy.
So it is the movie with the coconut.
No, it's not a coconut, it's a volleyball.
Oh.
That's why it's named Wilson. Like Wilson Volleyballs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I would definitely go, like I would create friends because I need something to bounce my ideas off of, because I feel like if I just kept them in my head, I would legitimately go insane. Which is why I talk to myself, and which is why I talk so much during the podcast. I feel like I make up a large chunk of what's
90%.
All right.
To be fair, like,
hold on,
if
we're
you
almost at half an hour.
Like, to be fair, like, the stuff you cut out of me.
Well, that's because you say things that you shouldn't say.
I forget. Like, this just feels like.
It's not because I want to.
Because this feels like a firehouse almost.
Like, we unfortunately are doing this. Not unfortunately, it's very fortunate that we're doing this for a grade, or at least I am. So, I can't just put this on the college radio.
Do you upload the unedited versions to
No.
Okay.
Because what I do is pretty
Just
much what
take
I do in
this.
front of you is I just edit. Yeah. I just
Okay.
edit it all and just double it. But we're a little over half an hour now, so I think we should cut this off, unless, of course, you have anything else to say about high school. Even though we deviated a lot from high school and more so talked about, like, cliques.
I mean, that is high school.
I guess that's true.
Cause like, no, not much.
All right. Well, everybody, this has been the No Promises podcast. As always, my name has been Eric.
Hello.
You're really going to end it with hello?